Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Signal PopCast, a podcast that brings you exclusive coverage and the latest news in the entertainment industry. My name is Katherine Rodriguez and I am one of the producers for the podcast, and today with me I have the one, the only, the best co-producer I can ask for.
Alyssa!
Hey Alyssa, how are you?
I'm doing good.
How are you feeling? The weather's kind of funky, huh?
It's cold.
It is kind of cold.
What?
Today we have a full episode, so sit back and relax and enjoy with us. First of all, the Movie League. As you know, last semester we started a Movie League and we're continuing so this semester, so Alyssa's going to talk about that.
Yes, we are in our 6th week, I believe. 7th possibly by the time you're listening to it. And just to tell you kind of like an update of who's winning, we have Alex Paul, well, I'm using their username, Alex Paul in first place by 7 million. Melania of Oz in second place, another big lead of 13 million. And then in third place right now, we have Media Profile in third place. Yes, and they're all leading by a lot, but it gets a little closer as we get down a little bit. So with the Fantasy Movie League, we have several more weeks to go. You have an opportunity to win the Pop Culture Prize Pack. If you haven't already started playing by now, there's a really low chance you can win the gift card because that's first place for your score. But everyone who participates in at least half of the weeks will be put in a raffle to win a Pop Culture Prize goodie bag. We have some of the prizes and we're going to be getting some more. I will just kind of hint at there is some comic book movie related prizes with movies that are going to be coming out at the end of the semester, like Endgame, Spider-Man Homecoming, Dark Phoenix, X-Men. So you'll be getting more hints when it gets closer to whenever we're going to do the raffle. If you want to play the Fantasy Movie League, just go to uhclthesignal.com, go in the search bar and type in Fantasy Movie League, and you'll see the most updated post with how to play, how to join. You can play on your phone. It's completely free and it's very fun. Anybody can play, so you can grab your boyfriend, grab your mom.
Yeah, if you like watching movies and you definitely like some competition, then this is the best opportunity for you to, get involved and also win some prizes.
Yeah, and you don't even have to go to the movies. Like, it would help because then you could put points towards your own score. But you can just set your box office lineup of your fantasy movies and play to win.
Absolutely. All right, so as we all know, we know, Disney officially acquired 21st Century Fox. Tell us a little bit about what happened, Alyssa, and how is that changing the media industry?
So this has been kind of occurring in process for like 2 years now, maybe a little longer because I believe it was Comcast was also bidding for a lot of Fox properties. And then once Disney won, then the government had to get involved to make sure it wasn't a monopoly because
Disney own everything.
Yeah, like you name it, Disney probably owns it. And you could say something snarky like The Simpsons and say, actually, no, Disney owns that now too.
Wow.
Fox properties, they basically, I believe they own most of ESPN. So basically what they don't own left of Fox is the news and possibly Fox Business. Yeah. But any Fox related channels, cartoon, live action, movies, things that Fox has produced, think of like The Shape of Water, you don't even associate with Fox, but that is now a Disney property. Leading up to this, and even now that the acquisition has happened, a lot of people are worried because of the power that Disney has.
Oh, absolutely.
They've had a history of censoring journalists after they were reporting on some of the wage things that were going on in Anaheim, California, because that's where Disneyland is. Disney World's in Florida, Disneyland is in California, and after the coverage from some newspapers, like those newspapers tried to get people to go cover preview events, and they were turned away. So whenever you own every media thing, what do you do? And does it even matter anymore? Because Disney, as far as their quality, has such a good reputation that will you even go to like journalists and reviewers and people that criticize media, like not necessarily in a bad way, just like look at it. How much is their voice and influence over what people consume?
Absolutely.
At this point.
And like you're saying, it's everything. It's business. It's sports. You know, it's a multi-billion. Yeah, it is a lot of jobs. Like, it's crazy how they just, like, little by little became to be this, you know, massive influence across many industries.
Yeah. News, sports. Yeah. It's not just Mickey Mouse and rides.
And they're planning to launch these new platforms that they're adapting to audience, like consuming, you know, trends and whatever. But it's just like everywhere you look, like you were saying, probably Disney owns it.
Even if it doesn't say Disney company, it could say something else, but they own that company.
Actually, it's funny. Tomorrow, Tuesday, there is a Texas job fair, and one of the top employers is a Disney company. So I'm just wondering. So if I go, you know what I mean? Like the landscape that they own is huge. So it's like having that opportunity to be in any of the Disney like fields. But yeah, I think it's terrifying that they own everything.
I love almost every visual product that they put out and the work that goes, like the artist side of it, I love. But the business side is very scary. It's been joked about, like The Simpsons and Futurama have been joking about, and the Venture Brothers and all these like satirical cartoons and TV shows have been joking about Disney since like the 70s and 80s.
Absolutely.
And here it is, things that they predicted that people laughed about, you're being over the top. Like, we're living that in 2019.
Yeah.
Even things they don't own, like Hulu, they own 30% of Hulu stock.
That's crazy.
So
the only thing this is good for is the stock market, because people that got those, you know, Disney stocks. I'm not even kidding. My boyfriend checks it all the time. He's like on his phone checking his stocks, and I'm just like, you better invest in some Disney stock.
On the same point, the business side of it, people are worried about competition. Like, if it's, I think there was like 6 major studio producers now, and now that they're combined, there's 5. Like, to take away a whole major studio, because they're gonna be combining them. There's no like Fox Studios.
Yeah.
It's under Disney.
That's crazy. Another crazy thing, speaking of crazy things, is Cardi B. She's always on the news with something different. Last week, I believe it was, when she went on Instagram Live and started
I think ranting. It was the week before.
Okay, 2 weeks ago.
And it was the video, I believe it resurfaced. I don't think it was new, but...
Okay.
Topical things would bring up videos from a few weeks ago or several years ago. So
what was she saying in this video?
So she was on an Instagram live feed, yelling basically at people who had said that she hadn't worked for what she got. She's very, her brand, part of it is doing work and doing whatever you gotta get to get money. So she was voicing criticism against people who said that. She gets things handed to her, and she didn't reference, she outright said that she had drugged and used to steal from men when she worked at a strip club. And that has caused backlash of people using the hashtag surviving Cardi B. Yeah, surviving Cardi B, and wanting to quote cancel her and all of this stuff. And there's been conversations around, is it a double standard the way she's being treated versus Bill Cosby or R. Kelly, obviously with that hashtag. What do you think about that?
I mean, I have no... I'd rather not... I don't know, it's just a different situation, but on the same hand, I understand what people are referring to, you know what I mean? I got no comments. What do you think about it?
I've watched several videos about it since hearing about it, and one of the analysis is like comparing apples to oranges. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I meant.
They're both illegal acts.
Yeah.
But the person in like, say that R. Kelly or Cosby or I was gonna say Kevin Smith, not Kevin Smith.
I know.
Oh my god. The guy from
House of Cards guy.
Yeah. Kevin Spacey. Thank you, random audience member. Kevin Spacey.
Spicy.
Those were circumstances of a person in power taking from someone lesser than them.
Absolutely.
These are people that have like influence, lawyers, managers. I mean, she probably had a manager as a stripper, but like even more so to like in the public eye, and were preying on people that had less power. And when she was a stripper, the power dynamics, maybe per person we didn't know, but the fact that she felt compelled to steal means, like, monetarily, the power dynamics were that the men, mostly men, had more. So she's wrong, and if it's within the statutes of limitations, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody came out with her for a suit for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm sure the men know. I mean, they probably didn't want to admit being stolen by a stripper or a woman at all, being taken advantage of. But you can't really compare sexual assault to theft.
Absolutely.
And person with no power to a person with power, and then flip it and say, if she were a man, would the situation be different?
I can guarantee you there would be a huge scandal.
Yeah. There would be, but it still wouldn't be if they were like surviving. I hope there's no one named like Josh Torres. Like that's a weird combination, but Josh Torres, if he were stripper stealing from wealthy female clients, like he still would not be like sexually assaulting them.
Absolutely.
You know. But alright, so let's go on to our third and final conversational topic. Is
shout it out.
Yes, we're
shout it out.
Each of us say something we're excited about coming soon or that we have already watched. You can name a TV show, a movie, a song. Even if it came out several years ago and you're barely watching it, wink, wink. What is something that you could recommend, or a book?
Well, obviously, right now, all of the eyes are on Game of Thrones. That's what I'm going to say. So, Season 8 is coming out April 15th, 16th? What day is it, guys? 16th? I believe it's 16th. So, please, if you haven't watched any of the seasons, I recommend you start today as we speak. Because it is just a beautiful show. From the storyline, to the cinematography, to the message, to, like...
the mixed messaging there.
Yeah, well...
It depends on what side you're on, what the message is.
Yeah. If you're under 12, please don't watch it. Or over 12. You're gonna be 18.
So what else have you watched?
Besides Game of Thrones, I watched House of Flowers. It's a Spanish show, just like Money Heist. Similar to that, it's on Netflix. It's really, really good. I think season 2 is about to come out as well. House of Flowers is really, really good.
What kind of show is it? It's like a comedy?
No, it's not a comedy. It's just like family drama.
Okay.
Kind of. There's just stuff going on with money, just like any other show. There's stuff going on in the family. There's a lot of underlying issues like LGBTQ issues and just like family traditions and family. You know what I mean? It's a Mexican show, so it's just like how the culture in Catholicism is very
influential.
Yeah, it's very influential in people's lives. So it's just about families and social issues as well. Class issues. A lot of class issues are printed out in that film. So I think that's really interesting. Another thing that I'm excited about, and it's not coming out just yet, but it is a Toy Story movie. I cannot wait. I have it on my calendar.
Honestly, when they were going to do 4, I was like, okay, obviously it's going to be good, but like, will the central plot be interesting? And then I saw the trailer and like how it was the spoon, like the girl made a toy, because when you're in pre-K and stuff, you make toys, you make arts and crafts. I was like, that is so creative. Like, why did I ever doubt you? Disney, we're talking about Disney again.
I know. What about you?
Okay, I'm going to do 2 books, and I'll talk about a show. So, for show, I'll do the books first, actually. For the books, I just read most of the first Game of Thrones book, and it's really good. It got me like more hype, even though it's like way long ago in terms of the story. It got me like more hype for the next season it comes out. And there's all these characters like, oh, I forgot you were alive. Oh, I forgot you were alive. Even like minor characters, and then seeing the kids like so young, because they're younger in the books. Yeah. They aged them up, so it would be appropriate. Like Daenerys is like 13 in the first book. In the show, she's like 20, right? And then I also read this book, so I really recommend Game of Thrones. The audiobook is pretty good, but the Arya voice is kind of annoying. But other than that, it's great. And then I almost done with this book called The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock, which is set in like 18th century England, and it's about this man that his wife died during childbirth, so he's kind of like past that stage where he's trying to figure out what he wants to do. And he sends out ships and he gets money from it, and his captain comes back without his ship, and he brings them like this mermaid, which is not pretty, like it's an ugly mermaid, and it's dead. Like,
I know.
So he is trying to figure out what to do, and he does like kind of like a circus thing where he sets it up and you pay. And so it involves him in that story. I don't want to really say any more about him, but it also involves these courtesans, which are like high-class prostitutes at that time. They don't go on the street. Like, people come to them in the house with the madam and stuff. And they end up getting involved with the mermaid because they want to put the mermaid there as like a spectacle show. And there's relationships. The dead mermaid? Yeah. It's like a taxidermy or something. Okay. Where it's like in a glass case. Yeah. But still like a mythical creature. Yeah. Right? And that book is really good. This is another book that I didn't finish and it returned to the library. So I haven't finished it yet, but like I'm 80% through the book and it's really good. I recommend it. It just like the flower show, like there's a lot of talk about class. Yeah. About even though it's about the 1800s, like feminism, because when the courtesans talk to each other, the way they talk about marriage is some of them like, I can't wait till one day, and the other girl's like, you're with your job position, I don't think you're ever gonna get married. And some are like, I don't want to ever get married. Like, no man tells me what to do. Blah blah blah. And they're talking about like things that women talk in the 70s, but at that time, the only way you would have that power if you slept with men for a living. So that's a really interesting story, and it's easy to read. It's not all Shakespeare. The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock.
All right, The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock. Yes. I'll have to check that out. I'm actually reading a book. It's unrelated because it's not necessarily an entertainment book. Mm-hmm. It's a book called Never Split the Difference. It's a book about negotiating and how, negotiating must be a part of your life and your job and your relationships. Yeah. Like, it's really, really interesting. These, there's another one that's Getting to the Yes. I love these,
What's the S?
Getting to the Yes. Getting to Yes.
Oh, yes. The yes.
Getting to Yes.
I was like, not what does the S stand for? No. Success?
No. Well, what else? We have a couple of things on the website that we highly recommend you go check out.
Yes.
Our Hawker Story issue, very special issue that our editor-in-chief and other editors planned for a long time. So,
yes.
What are some of the things that we have on her?
There is a dozen Q&As from faculty, staff, alumni, students, your female editors, where we talk about things that we're interested in and issues we face in our field and different things. It's a really good Q&A, and you get to know not just us as Signal staff, but also your faculty and your fellow students. There's also news pieces that go with it. We did a retrospective look at Judy Chicago's The Dinner Table, because next year's the 40th anniversary. So I talked to Gretchen Miskowski on that. There's listicles, female women on YouTube. There's a quiz that will be out by the time you're listening to this. Which female superhero are you? Our editor-in-chief had 2 blogs out. It's a really big package, all focused on Women's History Month. And even though it's April, every month is Women's History Month. So,
absolutely agree. Amen.
So you can check it out. There's that. And then there's also some other content.
Please go check it out. Absolutely. And check out the website. We have a ton of interactive content and just general news that you can check out. We work very hard to bring you the best content we can find, and to bring you what you need to know. So head to uhdlthesignal.com, and I want to thank you, Alyssa, for this magical podcast episode. We will be back in a couple weeks for...
Less than a week.
For what?
Avengers Endgame. We're going to be talking on a special edition episode about a little bit about the movie itself. This will be before the movie comes out, but also what we think is going to happen after, because they have not set up their Marvel lineup, with the exception of 2-3 movies. We don't know what's going to happen, and they do 10-year plans, so...
Exactly.
It's
so
a new
make
Disney.
sure you tune in for that. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Katherine Rodriguez and...
Alyssa Shotwell.
And this was the Signal Podcast. Wow.